Hey, welcome to edition number 3 of So You Got a Malinois, which addresses different questions of working line dogs. Doesn't matter if it's a Malinois or not, it can be any kind of dog, but we want to just kind of focus on working line dogs in this segment, on how to better understand them, how to better deal with them, how to train with them, how to give them the life they need, and hopefully how to get people to not get Malinois. If you're watching this, watch all of the episodes so that you can kind of see that maybe a Malinois or a working line dog, whether it's a Dutchie, a Belgian, a Rottie, a Doberman, a German Shepherd, working line dog, if they're not for you, just don't get one. I mean, admire them on YouTube or something like that, and you'll be much, much happier. So here's a question from Victor Ferreira, who says, I'd like to know if a Belgian Malinois shed as much as a German Shepherd, and are they as easygoing as a German Shepherd? And the answer is no, no, no. So they don't shed as much as a German Shepherd, and they're definitely not as easygoing as a German Shepherd. They're high drive dogs. They're high drive dogs. They're always on. They're always intense. They're always looking to do something. And for the first 2 years of the life, the dog's not going to spend much time free in the house or anything like that, so you don't even have to worry about the shedding. But they're generally a shorter coated dog. They don't have the undercoat of a German Shepherd. Like the difference between Maya and Goofy is insane. How much Goofy sheds, how much Maya sheds compared to how much Goofy sheds. But that shouldn't be your number one thing. But your second question is, are they as easygoing as a German Shepherd? The answer is 1,000% no. They're super high. They're super intense. They're super driven. They're super needing to work, to engage, so they don't destroy your house or destroy themselves. T-Jor asked, could you please include in your next video some information how you'd work with a grown high drive working dog that ended up in a shelter because the previous owner didn't know how to curb their dog? Thank you so much for rescuing that dog. I think it's amazing. It's the same explosive amount of drive and power, weight of a grown dog. Would you use the same strategies with a puppy and start out with crating the dog? Yes. In other words, how do you teach a very excitable grown dog to be chill, and is it even possible with age? Yes. So great, awesome questions. If you rescue this dog, kudos for you. It's going to be a lot of work. But crate time, first you want to make the crate a super positive thing. So when the dog goes in the crate, make sure there's a bone in there, make sure there's food in there, make sure there's something in there, a big Kong with a lot of food in there, that he sees the crate as a place to calm down, to chill, to be super easy, and to enjoy. Should not throw the dog in a crate, because then, especially a working line dog, a high drive dog, is going to start chewing at the crate, is going to start biting at taking it apart, ruining their teeth, ruining their gums, ruining your crate. It's going to be a disaster. So the crate is a very, very good thing. The best thing you can do with this dog is stay as chill and as calm as you possibly can. Give the dog some basic obedience, give the dog some basic training. If it's a protection line dog, get it into a protection club so that somebody can teach the dog the proper way to bite, the proper way to out, the proper way to do these things, and see a clear picture of what we want the dog to know, not just willy-nilly letting the dog bite on tugs and sleeves and stuff like that. This should all be taught with structure. It's critical for the dog. But yeah, you can teach a dog to be chill. First of all, by you being chill, because usually when the dogs get excited, the owners get excited, and then that crazy excitement triggers the dog to become more excited. And the more excited the dog is, the more excited we get, and it starts to spiral out of control. The one thing with working dogs is they're very tuned into us. They're very tuned into what we want them to do and how we respond to it. So if you see a dog biting somebody in the field, I'm talking biting somebody as in a protection dog sport, when we tell the dog to out, we tell him very firmly out, and we stay very calm. If we start yelling willy-nilly crazy and hitting the dog to get out, the dog will never out, because the dog is going to understand that we're excited too. We need to be calm, and the dog will be calm. So that's going to be your best bet on that one. Wolf Defannel, I don't know what it is, says, I have a 5-month-old working line German Shepherd, and I take her out from the crate in the morning for breakfast and a 30-minute walk. On the evening, a little obedience session, and then at night an hour walk and her dinner. Do you think that's enough, or do I need more than that in the crate? So the walks are great. I mean, I think a 30-minute walk is fine. A 5-month-old dog, I wouldn't really do too much. I mean, what you probably need to do is to do more training. So it sounds to me like you're probably out during the day. You might consider getting the dog a walk during the day, or getting somebody to be there with the dog during the day, because I think that breakfast to the nighttime thing might be a little bit tricky. I'm not sure if that's what you're saying or not, but the dog needs to be out more than that. And I would really focus on, before I do the walk and before I feed, I would do some kind of engagement training, some kind of a down, sit, stand, come, heel, go to your place, leave it, command, tug toy, something engaging with the dog, so that you can then piggyback the reward of the the food or the walk after that. That's really, really important. So getting the dog to pay attention to you, listen to you, engage to you, and be there with you mentally and physically is going to help the dog a lot. Brett Curtis says, I'm having an extremely hard time learning how to teach fetch to my 4-month-old Malinois. I was doing okay. Suddenly, he won't do anything I ask. He just runs out about 15, 25 feet and waits. I tried to pull him back with a long leash, but I'm literally almost dragging him, and he seems unpleased. In the house, I can get him to come and sit before I throw the ball. But I'm using high-value treats. Outside, no treats work. In most cases, he's coming back and dropping the ball, but again, he'll go out to fetch again before I even pick it up. Yeah, so what's happening? He's predicting your behavior. He's predicting that out here is where it all happens. So what you need to do, obviously, with the dogs, I would have him on a long line. I would teach him to sit next to me. I would throw the ball. Then I would do a little obedience with the dog, and then I would release him to the ball. And I would also have another ball. I'd have another ball the exact same color, shape, size, brand, everything, so that when the dog sees that he's out there and nothing's happening, there's another ball here. Always have 2 balls. But the most important thing is have him on a long line. Get the dog to pay attention to you, and if the dog starts to run out ahead of you, correct him. No, wait, sit down, whatever, next to you, throw the ball, and then release the dog. He's predicting by being away from you that you're going to throw the ball, and maybe you are, maybe you're not. But you need to make sure that the reward comes next to you. And also do some things where when the dog is next to you, just hand him the ball. Just put the ball next to him or feed it to his mouth so he starts to see the reward can come next to you or far away from you. You don't want him thinking it's all going to happen far away from you. I hope that helps you. This says, how does a Malinois compare to other high drive dogs like a working Border Collie? Great question. That's to Will. Will Border Collies, I remember Michael Ellis said once, a Border Collie is like a Malinois, and a Malinois is like a Border Collie that likes to bite. So they're very, very high drive dogs, and the difference is Border Collies are super high drive dogs, but the Malinois just enjoys biting, where Border Collies are not biters. The Malinois have been bred to bite for protection sports. They love that part of the game. So what you want to do is understand that they're very similar. They're both high drive dogs, and I love Border Collies. I think they're amazing, amazing dogs. But a Malinois just has that tenacity to bite and to chew, which is why we call them Maligators. I hope that helps. I hope you guys got a lot out of this section, and we'll see you soon.